Hey everybody, this is Matt with Cooler. I'm excited that you're watching this video. I hope to give you a little bit of entertainment, if nothing else. What we have here is a little bit of R&D. We are playing around with different glues that would be used for our custom overlays. We've done a couple of these now, and when I get done with these blocks, I'll flip this panel over and show you what we've done for metal. We're pretty excited about our metal finishes that have no fasteners. I've actually been working on this ever since I started overlaying doors, and I'm excited that we are there. We're able to offer it. It's going to look super slick, so I'll show you that at the end of this video. We have 3 different glues on this panel right now. So I've got a Hi-Tech 3M. It's an industrial adhesive. I have a feeling this is going to stick really good. Some of its downfalls are that it's incredibly toxic to work with, and that might be a deal breaker for just our workers' safety, really. I think it'll hold pretty good. We're going to run a test on this. This is a Titebond subfloor. We've built some doors with this glue, and this is a glue that our neighbors primarily use, and I think this is going to perform really well. However, it takes a long time for it to set up, so we actually have to leave the boards. We can't make any cuts on this stuff once we set it down for at least 24 hours, which is kind of a hindrance when we have multiple jobs moving through. And then we've got our Loctite PL3X. This stuff I think is going to be our preferred, and we're going to run this test to decide. But ultimately, this stuff's really hard to source right now, so that's kind of its downfall. So I'm just going to go ahead without further ado. Let's go ahead and take the Titebond. What I'm testing here is the shear test. And now, when we get these boards onto a garage door, very rarely is there a shear test unless there's some kind of impact or hit. What I mean by shear is we're taking this board, I'm just going to try to move it off to the side and see if I can't break that bond. The other test would be pulling on this, and that's even less frequent on a garage door. What happens more often on a garage door is moisture, sun, and the wood itself starts moving, and so it delaminates. And that would have a little bit of both the shear and the pull test to it. Ultimately, I've got 2 boards of each glue. I could do a pull test if I figure out how to anchor in and get some yardage on this thing. But for us right now, I think the shear test is going to be pretty telling. So I'm going to work on the Titebond subfloor. This was glued on the 14th. I've done 3 hits. I've got a little bit of movement on here. I can see glue welding up on here, but pretty stable, pretty solid. I'm just going to give 3 more hits. And that's pretty locked on. Not going to lie, I think I might grab a crowbar here and pry some of this off, but the Titebond is definitely solid. We're going to move up to the 3M. That hasn't moved once at all. Tighten this down, give a couple more hits. So I'm not seeing that budge at all, which is kind of what I was expecting. Loctite. Madeline? What's up, dude?
Taking out some anger?
We're doing a little R&D, and you're on live video right now. So the Loctite hasn't moved at all either. Let's see if I can't get it moving. That one hasn't moved at all. I'm actually pretty impressed with all of these glues. So, at this point, all 3 glues are pretty solid. If I had a crowbar with me, I would pry at this, but then I'll have to wait for another video. So that was kind of fun. actually breathing. I was hitting those things hard, trying to get these things to break. Again, this Titebond a lot of people use. I think it's a great glue, but it just takes time for it to cure, so we have to pause. Let stuff sit. The Loctite can settle it a little bit quicker. I love this stuff. It's just hard to get. This stuff, 3M, seems incredibly industrial bomber style. Just a very toxic type of glue. So I don't know if we'll use it for safety reasons. All of these, what we're trying to go for is a lifetime warranty on our overlays. And that's why we run some tests. So thanks for checking it out. All right, folks, it's Matt again. I just had to go do this. The curiosity is just driving me nuts. So got a crowbar, gonna go at these same glues, see what happens. This is the Loctite PL. And it's not going anywhere. Get that pride. I see a lot of wood fibers in here. That's a really good sign. I like seeing that. It makes me know that this glue is penetrating woods and not just on the surface. This is the Titebond. Titebond's way easier to peel in this fashion, and I have less woods, and it's actually still a little bit wet, which is amazing to me because this was put together on the 14th. And that was 5 days ago. So that's really interesting. I'm fascinated by that. The 3M. The 3M pulls off. Really not as impressed with that as I thought I would be. It had a good hold when we were trying for the shear test, but the pry off, it does pry clean. We got a tiny bit of wood fibers, but really the winner on this one is this Loctite PL3X. So I just have to figure out how to source it. But that is going to continue to be our wood overlay glue. With that and a proper application, I can guarantee that that thing's going to hold those woods, especially if those woods are maintained for a lifetime. Thanks for checking this out.